Hi kids, today we're going to talk about my surgery, experience. So, I may or may not have cancer at this point. Who knows? We had to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not using anybody's names because I haven't talked to anybody and asked if I could use their names or anything. My friend, she took me to the hospital, and on the way there, the defoggers in her windows weren't working. Now, it's raining, it's dark still. I mean, it's a major highway, so, there are all these trucks going by. Oh my God, it was so scary. I thought we were gonna die. So I had her pull over onto an exit, which she didn't know, and she was getting really scared, and so I got the windows defrogged, and anyways, we went to the hospital, and she taught me, she went around the wrong way. I don't know that area well. She went around the way I don't know, and I kept telling her, I don't know this way, I don't know this way. Then finally I was just like, oh, there's the main entrance of the hospital. Go right there. So she drove me up there, and I grabbed my stuff, and I was just like, thank you so much. I hope the car works better on the way home. And I mean, we pretty much got it worked out, but I was still scared for her. And so she's like, well, do you want me to go with you into the hospital? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm a grown up. I know how to check myself in. I'm good. So I check myself in, and I'm sorry, I have some notes here to make sure I don't forget anything. My surgery was supposed to be at 7 o'clock, or I was supposed to check in at 7 o'clock. I had gotten there at 6:30 in the morning, and everything was fine. They asked me if I followed the instructions that I got, and I told them, I said, I have not gotten any instructions. My surgeon, okay, this was on the 4th of February. My surgeon had not spoke to me since December. And it was the Friday before Christmas, whatever day that was, like the 21st or something. Anyways, I had not spoke to my surgeon. I had no idea what was going on. Well, I guess I was supposed to get a pack in the mail. My surgery was on Monday. On Thursday, I got a pack in the mail with like all these instructions on how to shampoo and how to shower and stuff. Well, I had not gotten any of these instructions. In fact, at that point, I wasn't even sure what surgery I was having that morning. There you go. So I had to do all these. I kept having me give urine samples all the time. Every time I showed up somewhere, I always had to give a urine sample. I don't know what that was. So I had to disinfect my entire body, and yeah. And then they told me the schedule was that at 9:30 I would have surgery, at 10 o'clock I'd be in recovery, and 11 o'clock I would leave. So, I figured out how to use the railings of those beds, because you know how they always trap you in those beds, and then they leave you literally for like 2 hours. Figured out how to use those so I could get up and sit up and everything else. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and if I lay down on my back in a bed for 2.5 hours waiting for somebody to show up and perform surgery on me, I would be so riddled with pain that there would be other problems. I have to have pillows under my back. I have to sit up, whatever. I cannot lay on my back. I have too much arthritis for that. So I figured out how to use those rails and get out of bed so I could, my surgery isn't going to be until what? 9:30. 9:30. Anyways, there was terrible TV going on. Oh my goodness, and the crying. I was in like a ward, and there was like 4 different people, you know, we were all separated, but we were basically in the same area. And all the men decided to cry and weep like children. You know, whatever, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, that isn't the problem. The problem is, seriously, are you going to go in there and cry? We're all grown-ups. We all have our problems, you know, whatever. There was the wife who wouldn't leave and she was crying, and I'm like, ugh. Anyways, so I got to meet everyone that was going to be, you know, working with me. My anesthesiologist was great. I loved him. He was wonderful. He was really nice and thorough, and he sat down and explained everything to me, and he was great. I wish that he was my surgeon because he was so nice and helpful. Now, my surgeon came in, and I asked him what surgery I was having because I had no idea. And he started explaining these things and stuff, and I'm like, he goes, and he's like rolling his eyes at me like, how dare I ask? And I'm like, all I know is you called me up on the Friday before Christmas and you said, you have cancer, and then hung up on me. And he rolled his eyes and he's like, I never said that. I hate my surgeon. I hate my surgeon so much. I will get into more about my surgeon later. So he decided he was going to argue with me, so I shut up. I was like, you know what, this guy's going to, you know, I'm going to shut up. So I went into surgery about 9:45. My surgery was supposed to be a half an hour. It was an hour and a half. Yeah. I met everyone in there, and it was so sweet. Would you like to know the sweetest compliment? It was amazing. I'm laying there on the surgery table, and the nurse that was like the surgical nurse, she says to me, you have such beautiful skin. And she looks at my chart and she puts it down. She goes, I'm only a couple of years older than you. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. That was so sweet. And then my anesthesiologist came up and he's like, oh, I just put, whatever it was, I don't remember, in your IV. It's going to make my jokes funnier, but if it makes me good looking, then I gave you too much. Let me know. And that was basically the last thing I remember. I was laughing. It just, yeah. So, I woke up and I had left my bags, and I wore boots and stuff, so I mean I had quite a bit of stuff. I left it in room 4, and they told me that I would be returning to that room. Well, no, when I woke up, I was in room 7. Whatever. Anyways, all my stuff was there. And when I woke up, it was 12 o'clock. And my friend, he was supposed to pick me up at 11. That's when I was supposed to be leaving. So he was there at 11 o'clock. And he had texted me a few times. I hadn't gotten those texts, though. Because, you know, I'm in recovery. I'm not awake. So, anyways, they were trying to rush me out at like 12:30, trying to get me out of there and stuff. I didn't get a chance to brush my hair, nothing. I was like trying to get dressed. And you know, when you're in recovery, you are kind of like, ooh. And then they were sending my friend back there, and I'm like, no. So they sent my friend back. I'm like, I told the nurse that was helping me get dressed, I told her, I said, we're just friends and everything, because she was just like, do you want him to come in? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm naked. I mean, you know, I'm sure he's seen naked people before, but he's never seen me naked. Anyways, so I needed to go back on Wednesday the 6th to my surgeon's office to kind of check things out. And I felt really good, you know, on the way home and everything. You know, I felt okay. I came home, I took a nap, crashed out, but I woke up and everything was fine, you know. I felt good. It was because, you know, if you've had surgery before, you know that when you get out of surgery, you feel better than you will the day after surgery. So, but that night when I went to bed, I had terrible nightmares about people coming into my bedroom. I think it's a hospital nightmare because when you're in the hospital, people are constantly coming in and waking you up. When I was in the room, you know, waiting to get my surgery, people were just constantly going by and waking me up because basically I got in there and I had like an extra 2 hours to kill. And what are you going to do at the hospital? You're going to go to sleep because it is boring. Or I guess if you're one of those guys, you'll cry. So anyways, whatever. So on Tuesday I woke up and I was just sore everywhere. But like not from moving. It wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't in my torso that I was sore. It was my arms and legs. Now I have fibromyalgia and I don't know if that's what was going on because that's what it felt like, but really super bad. I don't know. I mean, I was on Norcos and stuff. I don't know why I was feeling that bad, but I was. And the Norcos, I was really grateful they weren't making me nauseated and such, which they usually had done before in the past. But today is Friday. And no, today is Saturday. Today is Saturday, and I quit taking the Norcos on Friday, yesterday, because they were starting to really nauseate me bad. And the day before that, I had friends come and visit me, and I couldn't even get out of bed. I was so nauseated. I felt so ridiculous having people visit me in my bed. I mean, hello, I'm not that broken, you know, whatever. It just bothered me, and it was kind of embarrassing that I couldn't even get out of bed to see my friends. But, you know, they brought food. Everybody's been bringing food. It's been wonderful. I live in a senior community, so people really pull together for things like this. And, you know, I'm really happy. Everything's been going well. I have another checkup on Tuesday. So maybe I'll get some results and find out about my next surgery. So that's what happened. And I feel pretty good right now. I know I was pretty confused for the first couple of days, but I feel better. I'm sitting up now. Obviously, I'm not taking any pain pills. I don't care how much pain I'm in. I'm not taking any more pain pills. So I can sit there in bed and be nauseated and just Hi, Pooh. Well, Pooh's decided that she wants to go somewhere in her kennel. So anyways, hit like if you're supporting me. Hit subscribe if you want to hear more about this story and all my whininess. And I will see you next time. Bye.